Chapter 8 Nature School. This course is meant for any educator who wants to instill love and understanding of nature into their teaching. But it is also linked with the Dinyawata Action Guide topic, Nature School. If you wish to take up this topic, you will need the certification that comes with this course. What will we be looking for in Nature School? Our first criteria is regularity. The topic is about a teaching approach that forges that special relationship between child and nature. And just like any relationship, it happens over time, with regular contact and over different meeting times. The once-a-term lesson won't cut it, and that's why we've set a target of weekly lessons through nature. To do this, you may use any of your year group's Dinyawata topics and extend them into curricular subjects. Or you could invent your own nature projects using examples from this course if you like. If you create your own nature projects, make sure to create that sense of wonder and care that promotes positive values towards all the nature your children will experience. You might wonder why we don't include growing food crops like tomatoes or lettuce in our project ideas. While there are many things children can learn from growing vegetables, this topic is not about healthy eating. It's about nature. It's about understanding how our natural environment works on the small scale we can recreate at school. Nature School is about giving to nature, not taking from it. It's about creating a new understanding of how we can move towards a balance with nature by creating habitats, providing food, not for ourselves. It's learning to tell how well we're doing by reading food chains and trying to get more variety of life into our school grounds. This is why our criteria are based on regularity, promotion of values, and increasing nature in your school grounds. We know this is a big challenge in most of our schools. We know that nature school is hard or impossible for those schools that have no nature. Well, this is exactly the situation faced by the animals we are sharing the world with. They are facing a situation where their food is dwindling, habitats are disappearing, and we need to find solutions to put nature into our schools, even on a small scale. We're here to help you. Have a look at these diagrams. A simple, bare concrete corner of a yard can be transformed into a little haven for nature, like this. Start with a few rectangles in the ground next to a blank wall, where there are no drains underground, of course. Just remove a couple of tiles for each hole, and remove a bit of top material. Replace this with soil and compost, and erect a half-brick border around the perimeter of each one. Now, pop a large planter in between these holes. Your base is ready. Next, bring some furniture in. A nest box for sparrows, a bug hotel hanging on the wall, a trellis covering two sides on the corner, or just one side if you don't have a corner. Don't forget a broken pot or a few stones upturned in a planter to serve as a habitat for mini beasts. Now you can start planting. Choose a mix. Shrubs like fennel, for example, put them in the planters, and a climber like ivy for the holes in the ground. Ivy is our only native climber, in fact. It will slowly cover your wall, while the corner climber will crawl up the trellis. For this, you might need to get an alien plant, a plant that doesn't belong to the Mediterranean. Something like plumbago with blue flowers. It will give you a green corner as it grows into a bush over your climber. As they grow and flower, you will get more and more food chains. Finally, stick a bird table in a planter and watch your food chains grow into food webs, changing seasonally and enriching your nature school. For those of you privileged to have larger green spaces in your school grounds, BirdLife's Jonna Dinyawada service can help you design these spaces with indigenous plants for learning through nature. Just contact us if you have a large soil area and you want help with design and maintenance of this area. Some last words. Considering Malta is surrounded by our largest natural habitat, within easy reach from everywhere on the island, it might seem strange that we haven't spoken about the sea as a habitat for learning through nature. But as you know, in this course we're aiming for regular lessons through nature, and that of course implies using your school grounds. The trick with school grounds is to not take any corner for granted and to see natural potential in it. Take for example this abandoned corner of a schoolyard in Piatà, where the maidenhair fern happened to be growing. This plant, known as Tursinil Bir in Maltese, is a very special plant because it's our only quite common fern. Ancient plants that first evolved 360 million years ago and which love damp places. This clever teacher got children to notice it with a plant information sign and little arrows leading to the plants themselves. Lovely. Still, in June you'll be saying goodbye to your students for a whole 3 months. So what happens to all that wonderful nature love you've been sowing? The best most schools can do to include our largest natural habitat, the sea, is by leaving the children with things to do in summer to continue the spirit of these lessons. Just like habitats on land, the sea is polluted, overexploited, and subject to our destructive and noisy habits. We tend to view the sea only as a source of food. But just as every little creature on land is a source of wonder, beauty, and learning, so are all the amazing creatures that live on our shores. There's a world down there, just under the surface, that all children can extend their love of nature to. If only someone told them how. Talk about sea creatures, show them videos taken in Malta. The Dinyawad Action Guide has some in the air for topic A Sure Thing. Get them to invest in a snorkeling mask and watch a bearded fireworm sense the water for the scent of a dead animal. A fried egg jellyfish pulse through the water. A stingray and a flatfish feeding together. A starfish slowly climb over sand ridges. If you've done your learning through nature job well, the children will be wanting to carry on connecting with nature in summer. Tell them to keep records, photos, or drawings of what they see, and show them to you next year, even if they're not in your class. And why not? Maybe their adults can send you photos for the school Facebook page. The important thing is to open children's eyes to seeing nature in its own right, its own beauty, and not always as things to eat, kill, or make use of in one way or another. When we give Dinyawada topic tips, you may feel that there isn't enough for your year groups. This will change over time. Just like with this new topic and training course, we'll be adding more and more Dinyawada topics for you to choose from. Through your lessons, you'll find yourself learning more about nature. Feel free to ask us things you don't know, but leave space for your own growth and discovery. We find that many teachers need to discover for themselves the difference between a flower bud, a flower that's still opening, and a bud that's starting its journey to becoming a seed head. Use tools to help your learning through nature lessons. Here are 3 of them. Magnifying loops help children get interested in small bugs and flowers they may otherwise overlook. The magnified world reveals layers of information and fascination hidden from our summarizing eyes. When using loops, the animal continues to go about its business, unaware of your curiosity. Don't manhandle animals and take them into class, pop them into jars, vivariums, and other forms of manipulative spaces. Respect all life, because this is where we are leading children with this Dinya Wahda action. Use books for birdwatching. Birdwatching may be hard for beginners. A child-friendly book like Asafar Madwana can turn lack of interest into a sudden new world of confidence with the birds that visit your school. And binoculars. You can buy child-friendly binoculars for your class from the internet. These are the sets we use at the nature reserves. We find them quite tough for children's inquisitive hands. Use books for identifying wild plants. Look up, in particular, flowering and seeding times. Learn some wild plants in the places you visit. Follow the flowering period and wait for the seeds. Collect seeds of plants that will flower during the scholastic year and sow them with your children. Congratulations for completing this course. Do give us feedback and send us any questions you may have now or during your lessons in nature.